Pop goes the rainbow. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
You need to come out. That's embarrassing.
First edit. Welcome to our new exciting podcast, Pop Goes the Rainbow.
Pop goes
With
the
me.
rainbow. Hi.
Hi, I'm Cass.
And
And
I'm
this
Ego
person, yes,
with my
and
professional updo.
we are just going to talk about anything that we want at any time.
Exactly.
For those of you on the YouTubes, don't forget to hit like and subscribe.
Yes.
And the bell for notification. Ding.
And leave a comment. Why not?
Why not? We'll take it. We'll take any kind of a comment at this point in time because we are an empty
Professionals.
canvas. Well, that too.
Well,
We're
yeah.
professionals, but we're an empty canvas.
Well, not so much me with my little BB cream I have on.
Yeah. Yeah. But with each comment, whether it be good or bad, you're stroking on the canvas of our
I worried where
creation.
you were going when you said stroking. I said, oh, we're not on that kind of website yet.
So yeah, we're just going to talk about anything that we want. We've got a couple of segments. We've got what is it? What popped my rainbow?
And
so we're
queer flicks and chill.
Queer flicks and chills. So we're just going to go straight into what popped my rainbow for this week, and we're just going to talk about it. So we've actually had a brief discussion before we recorded this, and we need to talk about the Olympics. But the best part so far of the Olympics, which just so happens to be the women's portion of the break dancing with, I believe it's our own little Kath and Kim reject.
Poor little Rachel. Oh,
Rachel
bless her.
Gunn. Street cred
Or if you know
name
her on the
Raygun.
street, yeah, Raygun.
What? So, but anybody who doesn't know, Rachel Gunn, Raygun, is a 36-year-old who was representing Australia at the Olympic Games for breakdancing. And so I don't know the entirety of it because I actually had to read it before people were sending me all of the videos of it. But
I'll
so
insert a little clip as well so we can all laugh at it because fuck me.
It's so good. So what happens is they go through rounds. My understanding from when they were talking about it last week is that they don't know the song in advance. They don't know the music. So they go up on the stage to
Which
do
is
their
already
battle,
a red flag to me. You don't want to
right?
know. It's not Drag
You'd
Race.
kind of, but it is what it is. And so they hear the music, they do their little battle, someone wins at the end. So they go through 3 rounds, and in every single round, this woman loses 18-0. So I mean, I'm not a professional breakdance judge.
I think we could because, my God, doing the wombat, no,
The
that's not a dance move. That is
no,
you
darling.
can't be doing that.
Yeah, no,
At the Olympics.
giving
No.
at the Olympics. Although, I believe she's going to be a cult hero because she has officially introduced the world to Kath and Kim. Those who
I
didn't
just
know
wish it
about
wasn't
Kath and Kim.
introduced that way. I feel like there's many better ways Kath and Kim could be introduced, not by an Olympics gold medalist. Well, hopeful gold medalist.
Well, apparently she won, I think it was the Oceania competition.
With that routine? Because
I don't know. I don't think it was that routine. But could you imagine her? Could you imagine her like doing the rehearsal? As in, obviously, you're going to have to try and have some of your own moves to be able to, put into whatever the piece of music is. And her going to her coach, I think I'm going to start with
the
kangaroo
wombat.
paws.
But I just wish if she had have said, you know what I'm going to wear for this? my tracksuit and a frizzy perm, it would have been great.
It would have been awesome.
But
She was wearing a tracksuit, but she looked like a cricketer.
yeah, she needed the frizzy perm like I have, just to
Yes.
really sell the Kath and Kim.
Yeah. She should have consulted with you first.
I'll call her
So
next time.
you go,
LA,
hey,
here we come. 2028.
Raygun,
Yeah, Raygun.
Raygun, 2028. You and me,
Yeah.
we gotta talk before it happens. So the one of the things that got me the most was the attitude on her face, because obviously they do the break dance battles or whatever it is, and they're just like, well, this is what I've got, and now it's you, like, type thing. And she was doing it, and I'm like, oh bless. she's
I-
she thought she was doing well, and when you actually look at it, you can see people in the crowd going, what are we witnessing here? Like,
Because
the
was she
coach,
doing the kangaroo paws in the trials? Do they see that and think, yeah, she's good for Australia. Let's send
I
her to
don't
the
know.
Olympics? Because
I honestly don't know. I mean, maybe she was just like the only one that turned up.
I would have turned up if I known you kind of could have gone on as. I would have been
Well, it
ego
gives me
gun.
hope. It actually gives me hope that I could represent Australia and break it, although it's only at this Olympics. So it's not going to be
I
in,
can see why.
yeah, it's not going to be in Los Angeles, but they're thinking of reintroducing it in Brisbane. And as soon as I heard that, I went, please don't.
Well, if they do bring it to Brisbane, what would your street name be? Casgun? Casshammer?
MC Scatcast.
Well, we're seeing
Oh,
Brisbane in 2032, is it?
I'll be 58. I couldn't do
But
any
your
worse.
street, but your street cred will be as a strong 30-year-old.
Yes, but you know what? Here's the thing though. So with the uniform that she was wearing, if I'm 58 doing it, I have that uniform, they're going to be like, that's perfect for a 58-year-old who thinks they've got street cred,
Exactly, you'll
right?
be great.
Thank you. I mean, if they do introduce it in Brisbane again, she'll be 44.
And she'll be going kangaroo ports first.
They've already chosen the flag bearers for the closing ceremony, but there was a part of me that wanted it to be her.
But the entire time she's holding the flag, she needs to
Yeah.
pause it.
So break dancing, I've got no intention of watching the final, but or even if it's happened, I don't know. But
I don't know, because I
that's up
watched some other
there.
countries doing it,
Yeah,
and it was decent. It's just this
yeah.
one Aussie bitch that was just what the fuck.
She was the litmus test. She was just like, let's
Yeah,
let's throw her out there first, so then everybody who comes after her looks amazing, and then all of a sudden it's an amazing
because it
thing.
really felt like from the ones I saw, they were like, these are good. Oh, I know. Let's do a silly one. Get the Aussie girl, Ray. Let's
Yeah.
go. We'll do a silly one. Be
They
silly.
got enough gold medals. Let's just fuck them
Yeah,
over well and truly. You know what it gave me? It gave me, I mean, obviously you're too young to know, but you may have seen it at some point. At the Sydney Olympics, the swimmer, Eric Musambani from Equatorial Guinea. So they were having heats, and what happened was there was him and two other male swimmers, and it was a heat. Like, and they were nothing countries. I don't mean that disrespectfully, but they aren't known for their swimming prowess. So
yeah.
the three of them are standing there for like the 100 meters, ready to dive off the blocks. The other two false start, so they get disqualified. So he's got to do it himself. The problem is that in Equatorial Guinea, there's basically no pools, and definitely not an Olympic sized pool. And he only learned to swim in like lakes and rivers and stuff. So he does the thing on his own. They affectionately refer to him as Eric the Eel. He has a backwards world record at the in Olympics, because he took the longest time ever possible to finish 100 meters. It was like a minute 53. Eric the Eel Musambani. He became a cult figure,
Uh,
and I am declaring it right now. Raygun is going to be a cult figure.
I, I just still can't wrap my hand around it, to be quite honest.
You're you're gonna go to like concerts and festivals and all of that stuff, and they're gonna open with Raygun,
Yeah,
and everybody's gonna love her. She's a vibe. She is a vibe. And when you said that, that's why I said Kath and Kim vibes. As soon as I
because when I
saw it,
first saw her, I was like, oh no, this is bad. This is very bad. But then as the meme started coming, I said, I can see. I can see it. It is funny,
Yeah.
but
But
still, it's the Olympics. Like, come on.
I mean, some people train their whole lives for that one moment. And if she trained 36 years for that, an
Good
extra
for
five
her.
minutes probably would have helped.
Or a
Just an extra
coach.
5 minutes. Well, there was a coach there who was sitting behind. So when you actually look at the footage, you'll see him off to the left, and he's wearing a white shirt, and he's got this smile on his face like, oh, look, she's doing it. But you can almost see the look of confusion on his face like, what is she doing?
I was too shell shocked from watching her. I couldn't look at the people in the background.
Well, see, after I watched it for the 37th time, the 38th time, then I started watching behind. See, it was mesmerizing. And now it's got us talking about it on a podcast.
For half an hour.
My God, it
I'm just
was,
so glad that happened today because waking up to that and knowing we were recording, I said, yes, we've hit the jackpot here.
it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to say, like, we've got a lot of gold medals and everything, and we've seen some amazing moments, but I think that's number one
Mhm.
as far as the Olympics go.
It's the Kathy Freeman moment of the Olympics, that one
It really
moment,
is.
that one
Hmm.
Olympian that just really captivated the world.
She got the tin medal. I think that's what you give.
She got the foil to make a toasty after her comp.
Dead last. You know what she got?
Mm.
She got a medal made out of, when you take the
The gold
aluminium
coin?
thing off, no, off the
Oh.
yogurt.
Oh.
You kind of give it a lick and you go to throw it away. Like
Here's
after you've
your
licked it, then
yogurt
you hand
lid.
it. There you
Enjoy.
go. She's like, oh, I got a participation medal. Thank you so much.
Yes, it is the
Whoa,
Chobani
whoa.
lid. Hopefully
You're t-
Chobani sponsor her.
God, I hope so now. But we're saying what this country is saying, that there is not one other person in this country or who is an Australian living overseas or anything like that. There is not one person who is better than her. That's what I'm getting from this. So if she is the best that we have to offer, I'm really feeling bad for the future of this country in respect to breakdancing or anything like that. But having said that, I don't know how many times I've walked through the city and there are kids like doing breakdancing and all of that. And
Mm.
like any one of them would have done better.
A toddler could
Anyone,
have done better.
right?
Nikki Webster with her dance school, they could have gone and done it.
See, where are all of those B girls? Oh,
Exactly. They could have done Strawberry Kisses
they could have.
and her
Raygun.
other hit song. It could have really been something big then.
So all I have to say from Ego and myself, Rachel Gunn, Raygun, B girl, there's a pop for you.
I do a kangaroo paw for you, Rachel.
You are the cherry on our Sunday. You are what has popped our rainbow for this week. Raygun, Australian
Yeah.
Olympian.
Yogurt lid recipients. I think
I
this is
just,
the only time our Pop the Rainbow is going to be the exact same because what else is there to say? That's all we can talk about. Ray fucking Gun.
it was it was a gift from the Olympic gods.
It really was.
Someone, Zeus, sitting on top of Mount Olympus, went, you know what? Just to help you out for your first episode,
It'll
may
be
I
silly
give
for the
you
last day.
ray gun?
And the fact she's probably been there since the opening ceremony, hyping herself up, just practicing
I
the.
know. I was thinking that today. I was going, you spent 12 days or 14 days, however long, in the Olympic Village going, I'm representing Australia. When people are going, so what are you here for? I'm representing Australia in the breakdancing. Oh, that's awesome. And then they saw that and went,
Do you
huh.
reckon other Olympians knew? Because they would have seen Rachel in the village and be like, just give us a sample of what you're going to do. And she just fucking. But I really want to know what the conversation was when she got backstage. I just want
I
to know
honestly,
that. I want to know what the judges were thinking. I need everything.
but here's the thing. This is what I want, right? I want one of two things to happen. Either that a coach to be a really supportive coach and go, you know what? you made it to the Olympics. No one else can say it. Proud of you. Give her a hug.
Yeah.
Or what was that?
Yeah, straight up.
Can you please tell me where you went in your head?
I did not train you to do that. What was that? Ray,
So,
what are you doing,
Ray,
Ray?
Ray, did you have a brain fart or something? Like, what happened there? Did you not feel the music?
Why do I feel like in like 20, 30 years, it's going to be like an I, Tonya movie about this moment? There would have been
Oh,
sabotage backstage. There would have been because
and if Jane Turner does not play Ray,
and Gina has to do the
you're,
commentating like in Big
if
Girls
I was
Blouse.
if I was Jane Turner sitting there watching that going,
I would be on AliExpress right now getting a green tracksuit, a brown little wig. I would be running to ABC.
she's channeling her inner Kath.
Because
So
that's a very Kath and Kim move, the kangaroo paws or
it
the
is very
wombat,
Kathy
depending what
Kim.
animal you are.
Well, my
Do you
darling
reckon Jane
wife,
watched this and thought, oh, fuck, what have I done? What have
what have
I
I
done to this
started?
country?
What have I what have I done? Um, what was it? My wife said something very interesting. I can't remember exactly what it was. It'll come to me, but yeah. Oh, she said to me, she goes, "You know what it reminded me of? What's that?" She goes, "You know when Kath does the dance with the Bangara Dance Company,
Yeah,
when she does the Indigenous dance, where
same outfit.
because what actually makes it even worse is, and I'm not saying like worse as in the design on the uniform, but it's Indigenous. Like the design on the uniform is Indigenous. So it was
Yeah,
totally giving Kath Bangara Dance Company vibes.
it's Kath did a blood test and realized she has some curry blood in her and said, yes, I'm going to go to the center. I'm going to have a cup of jarry and I'm going to put my wombat paws up. Oh,
It was a cultural moment. It was just
yeah,
the wrong
it was,
culture,
it
the
was
wrong
there.
moment.
It happened. We were shocked.
It was there. It was there. It was like, I'm a break dancer and I'm here.
hmm
And you know
My
what?
mum never believed in
Raygun.
me. I'm going to show her it's not a lifestyle, it's a life.
All of these years when my parents kept saying to me, "You'll never amount to anything," well, they were
Oh,
wrong. I've gone
yeah.
viral.
All those kids that bullied me in high school, look at me now. I'm in
Yeah.
Paris. Wee
Yes.
wee.
Dressed like a cricketer, dancing Kath and Kim. Yeah. But you know what? This is the thing, and I will always say this. We can make fun of her or anything like that, but she's an Olympian and we're not.
Yeah, she's Olympian for
That's
doing that.
exactly. So that's something that if that was me and the whole because the whole world has been making fun of her all day. The whole world.
Yeah.
But having said that, they're turning her into a cultural icon at the same time. So there's that given the give and
Mm.
take for her. But oh yeah, love her.
It
Rate your
does
gun.
give me a bit of hope for my Olympian career coming up.
Same,
Like,
same.
I could do anything at this point.
So we could talk about this all night. So,
It's gonna be a Raygun episode.
so obviously, you know, Raygun is it was our topic for today, but like, you know, I mean, we can't go past Simone Biles' goat.
Oh, the absolute
Um,
queen.
my heart broke for her when she fell off the balance beam because she was doing so well. Um, my thing though is young kids who participate. Like there was a 14-year-old girl who won the gold medal for skateboarding. But in that same competition, there was an 11-year-old child
Was there?
skateboarding. Yeah.
Jeez.
Um, and that's great that they qualified. I believe it was a girl. That's great that they qualified and everything. But my understanding is it used to be because of the Chinese divers in the early 90s. I think some of the gymnasts, they actually had an age restriction of you needed to be a minimum of 14. And I don't know if that's gone by the wayside or it's not across all sports, but I'm of the opinion of 14. If the cutoff's 14, that's great. But an 11
Yeah.
year old, if it's a if the competitor is female competing in women's, she's not a woman at 11.
And
right?
would
She's a
they
little
even
girl,
grasp the concept of what the Olympics means? Like how,
right? I know when I was 11, I hadn't even hit high school yet, right?
yeah, I would have been grade five,
Six,
four,
I think you turned
something.
12 around something like that. You turned 12 around the first year of high school. And if it was a boy participating in the men's events, I mean, are they staying in are these 14 and 11-year-olds staying in the athletes' village, or are they
No, they're
stay
not.
heavily chaperoned if they are? Like,
There
is
was
there
a
like a
14-year-old
special little
Aussie
kids
I
session?
saw, and they just go to the village during the day, and then their parents take them out to like a hotel kind of situation.
Right,
Because there's a
right.
14-year-old Aussie girl in, oh, what was it? It was on the news today. But
The
yeah, they're not
skateboarding?
in the village. No, it was
Because the
something else.
14-year-old girl is the gold medal winner for Australia
Oh, it could
in
have
the
been
skateboarding.
skateboarding then.
Yeah.
But yeah, they stay outside the village, but they can have like a day pass kind of thing to like go into the actual village and
So they
hang out
actually
with.
don't get to live their best Olympic life. And you know what? Neither one of them probably met Raygun.
No, how
Denied.
devastating.
I know. Wouldn't have been able to chill with her, like just having a little sesh, 6 o'clock at
Learn the
night
wombat.
before learn the learn the wombat. You know what? They could have just given her some of their moves on the skateboard and she would have
Yeah.
got a score of some kind. Like,
Hmm.
what do you do? I know we're going straight back onto it, but what is it that you don't do to not get at least a score of one? Like, is there a
What is a score
I need
measured
to
on?
I don't know.
Well, surely
I
I
need
could
to
get
go and
18
watch
out of
it.
18.
I need to I think I actually need to watch it because I need to see how this is scored.
Mm,
Because how can I thought it'd be something like, if you were doing a written test for school, if you got your name right, that was at least 1 point. I mean, if she turned up on
yeah.
stage, there's a point. But when 18-0, 18-0, 18-0,
Yeah.
we still love her. We do.
We appreciate her. Not quite at the love stage yet. It's only been 12 hours.
Ray Gun, we salute
Oh, fucking
you.
Ray. Oh,
God love her. So one of the other segments that we want to do a couple of segments, and we want to do one, and it's basically a segment that's going to, I mean, we can share it, but for all intents
yeah.
and purposes, it's basically mine. But we're sharing it. We're going to do a segment. It's called Queer Flicks and Chill. So we're actually going to look at movies from yesteryear, or even, you know what, TV shows from yesteryear
Yeah.
that have a queer content that some people may miss,
Yes.
or there was a queer person in it, and being of the time period that it was in may not have been picked up because obviously in especially the 50s and 60s and 70s and most of the 80s, being queer, transgender, bisexual, any part of the rainbow mafia, it meant a career suicide, and could actually be quite dangerous to their existence in general.
Yes.
So plus there also are some movies where, excuse me, where the actors may have been heterosexual, but the movie or the TV show itself lent itself to the queer side of life. There's one that I've spoken to you about, and I'm
Yes.
going to talk about it again. One of the ones that I'm talking about, it's a movie from it's the late 30s to early 40s, and it's called His Girl Friday. And so this movie is derived from a stage play called The Front Page, and it stars Cary Grant and Rosalind Russell. We love us some Cary Grant.
We
Cary Grant,
do.
tall, good looking, like handsome, pretty good looking. One of the best Midwest accents that you're ever going to have on screen.
Oh, my
Um,
favorite, probably.
Rosalind Russell has done her fair share of things as well. She was Auntie Mame in the movie, Auntie Mame. And basically, so I'll give you a quick look. So in the 80s, late 80s as well, this movie was remade again. So we had the stage thing of Front Page, the movie His Girl Friday, and then in 1988, I think it was a remake of the movie, and it was called Switching Channels with Kathleen Turner, Christopher Reeve, and Burt Reynolds. All right. So
Great
essentially,
adaptation of it. Kathleen Turner, Queen.
Kathleen Turner,
Not
absolutely.
go wrong with that.
No, no. So basically the movie is about a reporter who she comes back from a 3-week holiday. She is divorced from the editor of the paper. They're in Chicago. There's a guy on trial for murder. He's been given the death penalty. All mayhem ensues. Did he do it? Did he not do it? Are they going to free him? Are they not going to be able to free him? All of that other stuff. But the thing that I love about it is there is a queer content to it, because when you actually see Cary Grant doing this movie, there's a lot of queerness to how he's played the character, right? And then when you see Rosalind Russell, you can see there is a color adaptation of it, but I've only ever seen I've seen the color one. I don't remember how the dress is in that one, but the black and white one is the one that I see the most. And we're talking about a movie from the 30s and 40s, and the silhouettes of what she's wearing lends itself to somebody like a gay person or a drag performer just going, oh my God, because the things that she was wearing in it was amazing. He's wearing, these double-breasted suits and everything, but the queerness of the character that he did is unbelievable. And you know what? The script from that movie still stands today, right? So my wife and I watch it at regular intervals, like once every 6 months. I've introduced friends to it who have all like ended up watching it going, you know what? We laughed. And everyone has always said the same thing. If you didn't know that he was divorced from her and that they were married at some point and then they end up falling in love again, you'd swear blind he was gay,
Yeah, I always thought he was gay.
right? So we're going to talk about things like that, and then obvious movies that people didn't realize there was that
Yes.
queer undertone to. So that's what the Queer Flicks and Chill is going to be. And then Ego is going to be presenting a musical segment of which is unnamed at this point.
So
I think we
far
should call it
thinking Music
Raygun.
Minute. I mean, it might work.
DJ Raygun.
Yeah.
So with that, can you please enlighten us as to what is going to entail and ensue in that part of the segment?
So for the unnamed music segment, which will have a name by now, so it's this. Um, editing. Ooh. It's gonna be just current music that's coming out that's very queer because this year in itself has been chaos for the gay pop gods. It's been ridiculous. There's gonna
Mm.
be a little history about music, especially queer music in again the early periods because it's some of my favorite ever. And it's just gonna be a bit of everything. Some reactions to new songs, music videos, all sorts of shit to do with music. It's gonna be lovely.
We're teaching the children's.
We are.
This is important
It really is.
because I mean you're of a age that is slightly younger than I. But the more that we talk, the more that we realize that we actually have very similar tastes in some music from yesteryear,
I find
right?
that quite common with a lot of queer people because we all seem to like gravitate towards the same kind of bits throughout
Yeah.
history,
Yeah.
which is
But I
really
also
weird.
have a friend who is around maybe about 10 years older than you, who when I used to work with him, we spoke about the Pet Shop Boys and he literally said, "Who's that?" And he's gay. So
That
we ended up
gay.
having to take him on a little bit of a magical mystery tour as well. So that's what we're going to be doing for anybody
Yeah.
who is going to be doing this, because there are some forgotten icons. I mean, some people in this day and age have never heard of, and if they have, understood the impact of Madonna.
Yeah. I never realized the impact of her growing up until
Mm,
I was about 15, 16, and then I was like, oh,
yeah. For lack of a
right.
better, she normalized
Yeah.
queer. She was one of the first ones in her what is it, documentary Truth or Dare? In Bed with Madonna, I think was the other name it was called.
Yeah.
When two men were kissing and she was like, yeah, it's all good. Like, she, for lack of a better term,
Yeah.
normalized it for anybody who at that point in time were like, homo. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
well, if Madonna thinks it's okay, then I think that it's okay. So
People don't give
we,
her enough credit. Even
they
though
don't.
everyone gives her credit, she still needs more. What she has done, and this
Mm,
was like 80s, 90s, this like
yeah.
before it was cool
Mm-hmm.
and before it became like a thing for pop girlies to get the gays and be like, we need to market to the gays because they're cool.
Yep.
She was with it from the start. Same with
Mm-hmm.
Cher. She's
Yep.
one of those kind of girls.
And to a further point, people like Gloria Estefan.
Oh my God.
So Cher and Gloria Estefan in particular brought the drag element in, as in a lot of drag performers were emulating them, which was trying to, bring them into the mainstream. And I'm sure Madonna, to an extent, it'd have to be.
Yeah.
But
Madonna was
one of
more
the
the gay
first,
men than drag queens, especially with like the
right?
Vogue. That was mostly, especially for like the black gay
Yeah,
community of the
yeah.
late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking about that. So we've already established three. And then some songs from yesteryear that a lot of people, like one hit wonders that actually had the queer content in it that people missed out on,
Hmm.
right? So yeah, we're going to be doing that. That's Ego's segment.
Yes.
Yes, but every now and then I'm going to chuck one in there for
Yeah.
shits and giggles. And we're just going to have some fun. That's all we want to
Yeah.
do, right? But
And who knows what we're going to talk about because it'll start about Cher, then we'll talk about Bob Mackie, then that'll lead on to something else,
mm-hmm,
and then we'll talk about
mm-hmm.
Raygun again because life's a circle.
I just, I just can't with her. But I was actually surprised how far. Well, not overly surprised, but somewhat surprised at how far back Bob Mackie actually went.
He was, I think, 14 or 15 when he had designed the famous Marilyn dress,
That's
like
what
the
I'm
happy
saying.
birthday
Like
dress.
I totally really did forget. I think I'd heard it once, but did actually forget that Bob Mackie did that dress,
Mm.
right?
Which do you think
Um,
what he's done with Cher, and he had a
mhm.
full thing before that?
Yeah, and
I, I just
he dressed Carol Burnett for her show.
that's how Cher came across him, I believe.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
And
done
then
everything.
he did so many outfits and things like that for Fran Drescher and the Nanny.
Mm.
I know Todd, forgotten his last name. Todd Oldfield.
Oldfield, I think it is.
Yeah. Also did a lot of stuff for Fran Drescher, but Bob Mackie was in there as well.
Mm.
That's when I first started hearing about Bob Mackie, was through the Nanny.
Mine was through Pink, because
Okay.
Pink were a lot of Bob Mackie on her tours, especially the Funhouse tour. And then
Yep.
I realized all my favorite Cher costumes were by the same person. And then I
Mm.
got a Marilyn Monroe book because Marilyn's one of my favorites, have it tattooed on my hand.
Liz.
And then when I realized Bob had done the dress of dresses, I was like, holy shit.
Mm.
And he's still
Actually,
going strong.
I tell a lie. I heard of Bob Mackie before the Nanny because Bob Mackie did the outfit that Cher wore when she won the Academy Award for Moonstruck. The
Hmm.
plumage black, that's a
Yeah.
Bob Mackie. Yeah.
Yes.
So I do actually go back that far but then, I mean, designers and stuff aren't always my thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I am slightly versed in it. Like I can recognize a Dior silhouette,
Yeah.
and whatnot. So, yeah. So Bob Mackie went off my radar again until the 90s, until the nanny in the 90s, because some of
Good
that
old
stuff that
Bob.
she wore.
Yeah.
Good old Bob. And this whole time, you know, every now and then you hear something, you'll see something, and then you'll go, I wonder who did that. And then they'll go, oh, she's wearing a Bob Mackie. I'm like, Jesus Christ, how many bloody pies does he have his finger in?
It's
Because
chaos what he's done.
you can pick most of his designs pretty much straight off, like the sparkly,
Mm.
arcly ones with like the
The fringes and
thank you,
bitsies and
the teardroppy, fringy
yeah.
type things. But then you'll see something else. It's totally not Bob Mackie, and they go, oh, who are you wearing? They go, Bob Mackie. And you're like, really?
Yeah.
Bob Mackie
Well,
does normal stuff too?
yeah, the first time I saw a Bob Mackie gown that wasn't sequined, I was like, are you sure? Because
Yeah.
all I knew of Bob was sparkles, sparkles, some more sparkles, and some nude fabric.
And some
And
fringe.
sparkles. And
Yeah.
fringe. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about that kind of stuff as well. I'm going to say this though, one of my favorite, the Dior silhouette is always my favorite.
Yeah, it's so it just doesn't get old that. The
It
way
it
it
really doesn't.
sits, everything.
And then Grace Kelly did the Dior silhouette. Can we just take a moment? Grace Kelly,
Yeah. Icon.
okay, extraordinarily beautiful woman, could pull off a Dior silhouette better than anybody, anywhere, ever. Grace
Maybe you're
Kelly
wrong in
is.
this, but
Mhm.
I might have read this that I'm pretty sure the Dior silhouette came from Grace Kelly because Grace Kelly had one of her first big gowns altered, and everyone wanted that, and I'm pretty sure that's where it came from. And the silhouette of Dior, the little logo, I believe is Grace Kelly as well.
That actually rings true.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure you're right. Yeah. Because everything that she wore in Rear Window, the Hitchcock movie,
Mm,
that was pretty much all furnished by Dior.
yeah,
And I fell in love with her with that movie and everything that she was wearing. And I say this to a lot of people. I know I've said it to you, but I say it to a lot of people. Don't let this exterior fool you,
yeah.
right? I may come off as butch, but I'm not really. Um,
No, you're so far from Butch.
I know,
You're
right?
quite the girl's girl.
I'm a girl.
Yeah.
I'm a girl. And I love me a decent silhouette and I love me a good frock.
Yes.
I may not wear them myself, but I love them. And seeing Grace Kelly in Rear Window in all of that Dior stuff made my heart go pitter patter. Because that's
She
another one that I
is.
watch regularly.
Mm, I've seen it a fair few times. She's
Mm-hmm.
just her and Audrey as well.
Yeah.
That simple silhouette that just fucking oh. But Audrey was Chanel, I believe, that famous
Chanel.
silhouette. Mm,
Yeah. Yep. 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 But
beautiful.
Grace Kelly in Rear Window when she's laying on the lounge and the
Hmm.
dress is just
Draped
like
ever so perfectly.
that's a moment.
Yeah.
And I guess that could get thrown into queer flicks and chill because that's a moment where like a lot of gay people and a lot of drag performers are just like
Yeah.
chef's kiss, right? It was definitely something. So yeah, we're just going to talk about that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
All bits and bobs of every generation and
We're
everything,
going,
really.
and we're going to have a laugh along the
Yeah.
way.
Little
And
giggle.
can tell you right now, this is going to be not scripted at all.
No, I feel like we'll have a rough eye plan of an episode and then it's just going to go off track within 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like Raygun. Talked about her for most
Raygun.
of the episode.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah. She deserves it. She does
She
totally deserves
does.
it. I mean, obviously we are going to be up on social media at Pop Goes the Rainbow. Is it pop with an exclamation? Or is it just
No,
pop
just
pop
pop.
goes the podcast? Pop goes the podcast,
Pop
right?
goes the rainbow.
Pop
All
goes
our
the rainbow.
handles are PGTR podcast. I put it on the screen.
Thank you. Thank you, because
PGTR podcast.
thank you, because that almost sounds like the end part of my work email address.
Well, it might be. Surprise, but leaking your work.
So we're obviously going to be on Instagram and on YouTube. So is there anything else that we want to let the one or two viewers know?
Not really. Just we're going to be talking about everything pop culture, music, movies,
Mhm.
designers, apparently, seeing as we had a good chat about that.
Yeah,
Just a bit of everything, really.
just a little bit of everything. And of course, it's the first episode, so it's going to seem like it's all over the place and a little wishy-washy. And you know what? We'll tighten it.
We'll get it
We'll
together.
snatch it.
Yes.
We'll tuck it. It won't be that meaty, but it will at least be a little bit of fun for everybody.
It will be fun.
Okay, so thank you everybody for listening,
Yes, thanks for
watching.
listening.
Yes, and of course, we will be hopefully getting this up onto podcast platforms as well.
Yes. Everywhere you can
Yes,
find a podcast, we will be.
yes. And next week we will talk a little bit more about how Ego and I got to know each other, and a little bit more about how Ego, because it's beautiful. Ego is beautiful at this current moment, sporting the Bianca Del Rio, but I can assure you
Yes.
that Ego did not wake up like this. So
I
we're
did
gonna
not.
delve a little bit more into the world of Ego, as I like to refer to Ego Latouf.
Yes.
Ego Ulrich.
Ego Ulrich, named after
Ulrich.
Skeet Ulrich from Scream,
Mm-hmm.
who made me realize I
Yes.
was gay.
That's what took it.
Yeah.
That's what it
Billy
took.
Loomis, covered in blood, taking off a mask that sold gay. Hoof.
You were
Latouf.
like, you know what? Gee, that chick's hot. Oh, gay.
No, Sydney was hot,
That's
and
what
then I
happened.
saw Billy Loomis covered in blood, and I was like, "Oh, he has a point. He has a
Mm.
point."
Did you know that I haven't seen any of the Screams?
Oh, you would love it. It's so queer.
Well, see, I'm going to have to start doing research. So that's our podcast for today. Yeah.
Yes, episode 1.
Episode 1 in the can almost.
Mm-hmm.
Not too much to edit, which is good.
Yeah,
We've done it. We've done okay.
we've done pretty good.
And we're going to see all of you in 2 weeks' time. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
This this is a bi-weekly, so you can have that week to miss us.
Yeah, get that earning touch to hear us again.
Exactly. You're just going to be like, you're going to be in that off week going, God, I
Yeah.
could, you know, until then, I'm just going to have to work out my best Raygun routine.
I
And
was thinking
then,
we need a new little segment, the Raygun updates. A weekly update on the poor bitch, because Dancing with the Stars, here we come.
oh my God. Oh
Guarantee
my
she'll be on
God.
Dancing with the Stars.
You have nailed it. It's going to happen. I reckon it's going
Yeah,
to happen now.
yeah. She'll be the washed up Olympian that failed breakdance and that came to make her mark in the 3-step waltz on the foxtrot.
Yep. And you know what? She'll be doing the quick step on her head, using
In
her
a
feet to go
tracksuit.
around in a circle
Yeah,
in the tracksuit.
yeah,
That has to happen. We need
yeah.
to start
We'll start the
campaigning for it
campaign.
right now. It's happening
Yeah,
right now. So
yeah.
everybody get on board.
Hashtag
Get on
Raygun
board.
for Dancing with the Stars, Australia.
Sold. I'm in. Set up one of those, what is it? The whatever .org, petition.org.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep. We'll get
Raygun
all of
for
that
Dancing with the
organized.
Stars.
100%. Oh God, I want
Yeah.
it to happen so bad now. It has to happen.
If it happens, we need to do live reviews where we watch the episode live together on live stream.
Oh,
It'll be a whole
we should
thing.
we should start doing that. Like we should find something totally random to watch and then just like do a live stream of our reaction
Yeah.
to it or something. Yeah.
Scream. Haven't seen it before.
I've never seen them.
Me either.
I mean, I know the concept of them because I watch the scary movies.
Yeah.
So I obviously know the concept of them, but like
Yeah.
I don't know, because I know it's your thing, but horror and scary movies and stuff like that, like it was
I've
my
never,
thing when I was
yeah.
younger.
I've never seen Scream as scary. It's more like it makes fun of other horror movies.
Right.
So it's kind of a parody of other scary movies.
Mm-hmm.
And then they, of course, had the parody scary movie. But
Mm-hmm.
it's not scary. It's just a fun little slasher movie.
See, I go back to the slasher movies of the 80s where they were fucking queer too.
Friday 13th? Are you kidding me?
Like,
Jason's a
there's
homo. Freddy Krueger, gay,
this is
and a
this
bottom.
good queer rage at its finest.
It
I mean,
is.
come on. Freddy Krueger has to be a homo. I mean, only
with the
a
glove
deranged gay man would A, have the glove, and B, have the red and green
and a
stripes.
fedora.
And the fedora. But the horizontal stripes, darling,
not a good look.
like homo gone wrong.
Yeah.
That's why homo's pissed off.
That's why he kills people. He's pissed.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted a red and green sweater with vertical stripes. Bitch gave me horizontal.
He asked for a top hat, got a fedora. Asked for fake nails, got a glove with claws. Yeah.
Yep. So, everyone, thank you so much. This is our first episode. As I said, every 2 weeks. YouTube, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And on the
Your podcast, leave a review
with the 5 stars.
Yes.
There you go. Do you have any parting words for our people?
Raygun for president.
And I'm just going to say, what, peace.